Flames shooting into the air. What we know about an early morning house fire in Rogers County. Another day of headaches and now suitcases piled up at Tulsa International Airport's baggage claim. The issues Southwest customers are having after they land.
Covering news that matters. Fox 23 News at 11 starts right now.
Welcome to Fox 23 News at 11. I'm Julia Gorman. Ron Terrell has the day off, so glad you're with us. In our continuing coverage, multiple fire crews are working to learn what caused a house to catch fire just southeast of Claremore near Tiowa this morning. This is a look at the scene just after 5. Authorities say a 4,500 square foot home burned. Our photographer on the scene said flames were shooting 30 to 40 feet up into the air at one point. Authorities say 2 people were in the house, but they made it out okay. We'll continue to bring you any updates here on air and on the free Fox 23 News app. Switching gears now, you may be surprised when you step outside this morning. Here's a live look through the Fox 23 Skyview network at our warm, also windy day. You can see the flag there blowing. Meteorologist Michaela Smith is in the Fox 23 Severe Weather Center tracking this big jump in temperatures.
Yeah, we're seeing a big jump in temperatures today. We dropped down just to the 60s this morning. 61 was the lowest temperature that we've seen so far today. You're taking a look at our visible satellite right now. You can see where some of these higher clouds are kind of moving in across eastern Oklahoma. So we're going to be seeing another day that it's more cloudy than sunny. We're still talking about those breezy conditions. Right now, wind gusts about 30 miles an hour here in Tulsa, 35 in Bartlesville, 31 in Independence. So still seeing a lot of 30s on here. These breezy conditions are going to continue over the next several hours. You can see that outside our Fox 23 Skyview camera right now blowing in the breeze. Temperature is 64, feels like 64, but those winds are about 18 miles an hour out of the south. At dew point about 52 degrees. Temperatures across Green Country are in the 60s and continuing to warm up as we go through the afternoon. Looking at your out-the-door forecast by noon, we'll still be about 64. By 2 o'clock, 67, though. Those winds still strong out of the south, 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts just even a little bit stronger. What I'm tracking for you is today could be the warmest day we've seen so far for the whole month of December. I've looked at your New Year's Eve forecasting your New Year's Day and a stormy start potentially to 2023. I'll break down those details for you coming up.
Michaela, thank you. Happening now, massive Southwest flight cancellations didn't keep luggage from making it to its intended destination. Now Southwest passengers have the added headache of tracking down their bags. Fox 23's Jenna James is live inside Tulsa International Airport. Jenna, you're at the Southwest baggage claim area where that holding office is once again filling up fast.
Yes, it is. Good morning, Julia. It's like when they unload them out of here, more and more bags show up to fill this space. Now, dozens and dozens of bags here over the last 24 hours have made their way back to their owners. This small storage area is filling up again as thousands of tired travelers across the country are dealing with the massive Southwest Airlines cancellations. 58% of Southwest flights are canceled on Thursday across the country. Out of the 2,300 plus cancellations, 16 of those are right here at Tulsa International Airport. A few arrivals scheduled today are from St. Louis, Cleveland, and Denver. But once passengers get here, then it's the big question of, did my luggage get here? We've heard from so many passengers. One woman last night here at Baggage Claim had a receipt that her bag was right here in Tulsa, but really it was still in Austin. I talked with another Southwest passenger, Brandy Briggs. She was traveling back to Oklahoma City from New Orleans, and during her connection in Houston is when the Southwest Airlines meltdown started. Flight after flight was canceled. As we've showed you all week here, Brandy had to act fast and get home for work, but first, she went on what seemed like a scavenger hunt to find her suitcase. She tells me hers was one of hundreds in a sea of suitcases. As she was searching, one man told her it had taken him 5 hours to find his bag. So for many, tracking down belongings has been compared to trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Where would I find my bag? Because there's like 3 different parcels. And so she said the New Orleans flight, all of the bags should be on that parcel, on like parcel 1. If it's not, then it most likely got flown back to Oklahoma City.
Now, Brandy did end up finding her bag, thankfully. I think we're counting these as little miracles along the way throughout all of this chaos. And she ended up hitting the road with some strangers that she met at the airport. We don't advise to do that, but she met these people and she got to know them pretty well during her time layover and as they were delayed and that sort of thing. So she rode with them back to Oklahoma City. And of course, these stories are coming from everywhere across the country, and we're going to continue to follow these Southwest flights and what passengers are experiencing. We're going to bring you the latest on Fox 23 News at 5. Live covering news that matters. Jenna James, Fox 23 News.
Jenna, thank you. Today marks 23 years since two teenage girls disappeared near the Craig County town of Welch back in 1999. We've talked about the murders of Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman here extensively over the years after they were kidnapped and murdered. We told you in October the FBI, OSBI, Quapaw Marshals and other departments searched the memorial site in Pitcher. It was the last known place where the girls were kept alive. Unfortunately, that search did not yield any results. We told you one of the suspects, Ronnie Busick, pleaded guilty to accessory to murder. The other two suspects, David Pennington and Phil Welsh, have since passed away. New details. Tulsa police were called out to a reported triple shooting. We brought you this as breaking news last night. Luckily, they say no one was shot or hurt. Fox 23 crime and safety reporter Abigail Dye shares what she learned from police and the suspect's family.
A peaceful surrender after a tense standoff. Here you see who police say is Cody Trisler with his hands up, turning himself in. You see him get on the ground as police cuff him. Police say the long line of flashing lights down 56th Street near North Peoria started as a triple shooting call and turned into a standoff once Trisler refused to come outside.
Very, very sad, you know.
Trisler's grandma Mamie watched as police negotiated with him.
I did call him. I did tell him that I love him and that I didn't want him to be dead. I want him to be alive. I want him to have a good life and that he needed to surrender. And he did that for me.
Lieutenant Chris Mowdy says they knew Trisler was a felon.
We confirmed that he had a felony warrant for assault with a deadly weapon.
And the negotiations only lasted about an hour.
We hit the trailer with a 40 millimeter launcher round, a less lethal round. Just hit the door with it, make noise. That kind of changed his tune and he decided to surrender.
He says though Trisler admitted to shooting a gun,
no one was shot.
And no gun was found in the trailer. Trisler is booked into Tulsa County Jail for his felony warrant.
I'm sad that this has happened.
Covering news that matters, I'm Abigail Dye, Fox 23 News.
An arrest warrant has been issued for a suspect who police say was involved in the murder of a 21-year-old back in October. We told you when police were called to a deadly shooting at the Sunset Plaza apartments near North Detroit and Independence. Officers say they found the body of Isaac Walker in the doorway of an apartment. Now, 20-year-old Javion Washington is charged with the shooting, and a warrant is out for his arrest. We'll continue to follow this story closely and bring you updates here on air and on the free Fox 23 News app. A train collided with an RV in Claremore. Take a look here. There it goes. Claremore police say the RV stalled on the tracks Wednesday on Lynn Riggs Boulevard and 9th Street. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt here. It's going to play one more time. It does appear as though from video we've seen the train started to slow down and didn't hit the RV with too much force.